Hey guys, what is up? It's Shane from TGN Minecraft, and I'm here with Vex, the creator of the Super Hostile series. You want to introduce yourself?
Hi guys, I'm Vex, and as Shane has said, I am the author of the Super Hostile series of Minecraft custom maps.
All right. Today we're just going to do a real quick interview with him. Obviously, he's a busy guy. So let's get started here. How did you come up with the idea of complete the monument maps?
Well, I think I'm going to end up answering another question. Um, I started the Super Hostile series because of Minecraft. The vanilla Minecraft when I started playing was pretty easy, and honestly, Minecraft still today is a really easy game. Uh, and the Super Hostile series originally started as pure just survival maps. Only you were in a super hostile environment.
Hmm.
And I came up with the monument system on my fourth map, Kaizo Caverns, because pure survival still gets boring after a while, and because you don't have a clear cut objective to do. And so I wanted to give players two things that I thought normal Minecraft sometimes didn't provide, which is a long term goal to work towards and difficulty.
Oh, all right. Yeah, that makes sense. All right. How long does it take to make a map, ranging from anywhere from easy to your ROM hack hard?
Um, for any map I make, I've probably spent at least 20 hours on. For example, I don't always keep track of time. I kept track of time on Legendary, and I think I clocked in at a little over 60 hours. Oh, thank you.
Oh, no problem.
I think for Legendary, I clocked in at a little over 60 hours.
Oh, that's a long time.
Yes, it is.
All right.
So I'd say for most maps, probably 40, about 40 to 60 hours.
Well, you certainly do take your time then. All right. When you're thinking of making a new map, what's the first thing you address?
Uh, hmm. That's definitely going to be theme, overall theme, biome. Is it going to be a cave map, an open sky map? Because I mean, that's a very big distinction right there.
Yeah.
Are you going to be exposed to the day-night cycle, or is it just going to be a cave map where time doesn't really matter? And what kind of environment you're going to be in? Is it going to be up in the sky? Is it going to be a lava zone? Is it, going to be a giant jungle, etc.
Oh,
So that I mean the basic theme of the map. My next two maps, I think, um, are going. I still need to do an urban ruins map, and I still need to do a snow map. And I was
I
thinking of
believe
actually,
you did do a little bit of a snow map in desert, the God, what is it called? Sunbird Desert, whatever that is.
oh, Sunburn
Uh,
Islands.
yeah,
Yeah,
that one. You had a little bit of you had a
yeah.
an ice dungeon, that
Yeah, I
is.
had an ice dungeon, but I'm talking about like imagine a mountain range, a large mountain range, and you're stuck up on top of a mountain, and there's snow everywhere, and it's freezing. And even though the freezing has no impact on gameplay, it's still going to make for a nice atmosphere, I think.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Like instead of just one little area, it's a complete map of ice.
Hmm. Ice
All
and
right.
snow. I'll have to think about that though, because it might be pretty to look at, but it also needs to have fun gameplay. And that's where I think a map like Canopy Carnage can fall short. Is that Canopy Carnage looks pretty cool. I don't know necessarily how fun the gameplay is on it.
That was
Because,
actually one of my favorite maps.
I really?
Yeah,
Okay.
I like the whole jungle theme.
Hmm. I think, although it has some problems now with the unfortunate 1.0 update,
Oh yeah.
it just seems to randomly change biomes. So now there's a snow biome there at
Hmm.
some part of it. And there's also the bedrock fog, which really
Oh yeah.
hinders the. Yeah, I'm actually going to make a Canopy Carnage too. I'm going to just start over from a blank map and make a completely fresh new Canopy Carnage map.
I'll be definitely looking forward to that one.
Because instead of trying to just go back and update the original, um, it's going to be like how I did Sea of Flames, and then I
Yeah.
had version like Sea of Flames version 1.0, version 1.1, 1.2. When I changed the
Mhm.
version numbers, he keeps mooing. I had to kill him, just
All
lop
right,
his head off.
that's
The
fine.
version numbers, they're incremental changes. But when I completely remake a map, like Sea of Flames 2, I'm starting from scratch and just I might use some area like in Sea of Flames 2. I used the classic island, and in Infernal Sky 2, I used the original area. But aside from that, it's a completely new map. It's not just an incremental. I'm not just tweaking it.
Right. All right. Well, going back to what you were saying a little bit earlier, are you in favor of the recent updates like hunger, enchantment tables, and potions? Also, bedrock fog.
Actually, yes. In the long run, I mean, I get kind of annoyed when it's like the Bedrock Fog and in a map like Canopy Carnage, the primary area you're running around on the forest floor, and now you can't see anything. Um, but overall, the Bedrock Fog, I found it's a nice tool to use when you anticipate it and know about it and incorporate it into the map design. You can make areas with the Bedrock Fog intentionally to look really gloomy and eerie, and I did that in Spellbound Caves and several of the later areas. In fact, there's a sign at the start of the map that says, "This map uses Bedrock Fog intentionally. Please don't disable it with mods or anything."
Yeah, I was looking at that and I was like, oh, great. I haven't gotten it to it yet, but I'm looking forward to it. All right. So how did you exactly come across Minecraft? Like, what made you want to buy it and get into it?
I honestly, I bought it. I know I bought it November the 10th because I remember putting up a sign on my first little dirt pile that I made uh, that eventually turned into my first castle. Um, I actually don't remember where I first heard about it. I think I heard some friends mentioned it, and then I just looked it up. I just Googled it one day,
Hmm.
and I played it for a little bit, and I was like, all right, this is pretty cool, and then I bought it.
All right.
But also to add on to the previous question about the new 1.0 content, the enchanting and whatnot. Yeah, all that stuff is great, especially the enchanting, because I can make new enchanted loot to hand out. That's much more interesting than just finding some iron bars or something.
Right, like that. The knockback bow. Oh my God. In Spellbound Caves.
Yes, yes, and it
That's
has
my,
unbreaking on it, so it actually every bow shot it lasts much longer than a normal bow
yeah,
would.
one of my favorite things.
I
Also
actually,
the splash potions.
oh yeah, they're you can use those offensively too. Like splash potions of healing, you can throw them on zombies and skeletons. And true to most RPGs, healing will kill the undead.
That is something I didn't know, but I think I'd rather throw it on me and get the hearts. All
Oh yeah, yeah. Um, I just thought of something.
right.
I'm not going to tell you what it is though, but it involves splash potions.
All right. I'm sure we'll see it in the next map then.
Yeah, Spellbound
Speaking
Caves
of,
was made to be an easy map, so a lot of people said it was easy, and yet yeah, it was supposed to be. My next map's probably going to be harder.
well, great. I'm looking forward to it. So, going all along with that, what's the next topic or theme of your next map? Do you have it in your head, or do you not want to share it, or?
Oh yeah, my next brand new maps will probably be urban ruins and uh, possibly a snow map of some kind.
All right.
And although I might work on Canopy Carnage 2 next, not sure.
Sounds sweet. Do you play any other people's maps?
Um, Not really. I hate to say that, but I don't. The last one I played was the Skyblock survival multiplayer. We actually copied and pasted the Skyblock Island for an additional 3 times, so that I played it with some friends. But that was I really don't have the time. Like most of my Minecraft related time is spent making maps.
All right. Okay. My controls
Well,
are going all wonky. Stop it on your farm. I'm sorry. All right.
does that help?
What?
Does that help? Oh,
There are no PvP.
sad.
How long do you want to keep making these maps?
Well, if you'll notice, super hostile number one, uh, I said super hostile number 01, as in uh, number 01, as opposed to number one.
Right.
So I gave myself up to 99 digits to work with. So I could go up to super hostile number 99.
Sounds great. I look
Um,
forward to number 99. I'm sure it'll be a good one.
I don't know if I'll reach that, but if I one day did, that'd be totally insane.
Are we going to see more PvP maps like Race for the Wool?
Um, Probably eventually, but right now I feel like I've when I started making the PvP maps, I made two of them and then I made a third one, and I felt like while I was making them, I kind of neglected the main series. So I want to focus on the main series for a while.
Okay. Have you where do you get your ideas for the maps from? They're all very creative. Do you come up with that all on your own?
Um, yeah, I mean I've played video games all my life, so I've obviously uh, draw some influences there. But yeah, yeah, I have a when I start making a map, I have a very broad theme, like make like Sea of Flame. I mean, just the name of the map. I mean, Sea of Flame. That's
Yeah.
you know what you're going to be getting there. Uh, so I come up with a concept and I just start making areas, and it's very organic. Like I sometimes I'm not sure what I will be making until I've already made it. If that makes any sense. It's
It does. I've seen that happen before.
like okay, well let's put a hallway over here and make this hallway here, make a little cave section here, and before you know it, I've come up with something and I'm like, oh okay, I know what to do from now on for here.
All right. Have you thought of adding any RPG style or elements to your maps?
Um, what do you mean, like with a mod?
Not necessarily mods, but just like more of a storyline behind them.
Oh, story to the maps.
Yeah.
Um, Not really, because yeah, uh, to do a proper story, you've got to basically, for the most part, depend upon the little wooden signs.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no NPCs. Well, the NPCs are here, but they don't really do anything.
Right.
So the tools to tell a proper story, I don't know if they're really there. And
Yeah,
a lot of
I see what you mean.
people, um, like there'll be some backstory, like in Spellbound Caves. There's the Arcane University that was evacuated because of a critical Nether portal point inversion,
Yep.
um,
Remember.
which is very similar to a negative space-time wedgie.
Mm.
Uh, and that it's a little bit of backstory, but that's not the focus of the map.
Yeah, I get you. Like, there's story there, but it's not something you have to pay attention to or follow.
Nope. Because I don't think people really play Minecraft for the story. They play it for the creative aspect of it, which is also
Mhm.
why I never start making the stereotypical adventure map rules, and I don't call my maps adventure maps because I don't think they are. There's a lot of adventure maps, uh, and I think those are the maps where you find more story on. Uh, and but my maps are complete the monument maps, or CTM for short. And that genre of maps has grown a lot. You can go to the Minecraft forums and just search for CTM, and you'll pull up a bunch of results of maps that I've made and other people have made. And there's a lot of other great maps out there. So yeah, but I don't think people really play this genre of map for the story, and I don't know if people really play Minecraft itself for the story. And all I really wanted to do was let people play Minecraft normally, only they've got a long-term goal to work towards, and it's more difficult. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes complete sense to me.
Um,
Like, I've never been a big fan of adventure maps, really. I like more the survival aspect of them. But
yeah, the rules to make an adventure map, I think, uh, I don't want to like, there's rules like you can only break dirt or you're only
right.
allowed to place torches, that kind of stuff. I think one reason Minecraft is so popular is because of the freedom the players have to
Hmm.
come up with solutions to their own problems and manipulate the environment in a way that benefits them, and that's what makes the game fun. And when you start restricting that, I think you lose something. Uh, you know, you lose the unique thing that Minecraft has.
It's a very interesting theory. I've never heard anyone actually put that out there, but I'm sure a few people believe in the same thing about that. Okay, moving on from that question, we know you use third-party programs like MC Edit, but do you do like any work inside your maps by hand?
Yes, I use MC Edit for about 95% of the stuff. Um, in game, I do vines because you can't really place them properly with MC Edit. Anything, uh, hold on a sec. Anything in MC Edit or anything in Minecraft that uses the direction the player is facing as an input is
Mhm.
generally not a good thing to do inside MC Edit. Like stairs, like this.
Yeah.
The staircase is dependent upon which way I am facing when I put it down. And MC Edit does not have that information because there's obviously no player there.
Hmm.
So uh, I think that I've never tested it, but think I think the way it works is it just defaults to one direction, or whichever the default direction is. I don't remember. But yeah, a lot of stuff like stairs, paintings, a lot of redstone. Uh, redstone is just much easier to do in game. Um, Sometimes I'll have common redstone schematics that I might use a lot, and I'll like a section of redstone wire already rigged up with a repeater on it. Like I've got that
Oh,
saved as a schematic, so I can just plop that down. If I want to run if I want to run a redstone signal a very long distance, there you go. I am capable of speaking.
okay. All right.
What was the
Have you?
question? I totally went off on a tangent. Oh,
Uh,
other
the
programs.
question was,
That's right. I'm sorry.
it's all right.
Yeah, so
It's
a lot of the
understandable.
a lot of the fiddly detail work I do in game because you can't quite do it properly in MC Edit.
I'm sure Spellbound Caves took you a while doing all those vines.
Oh, yes, it did. I spent hours just planting vines because I had to plant each one by hand in game, and then I spent hours more going AFK, just leaving game running, waiting for them to grow because like single player commands is super handy with the \grow all, which makes things like I think reeds, crops, trees, cactuses, all those grow instantly with the grow all command.
Hmm.
Vines don't. Doesn't work
Oh,
on vines.
jeez.
So vines, I had to just sit around for a few hours and wait for them to grow.
Now I feel like a jerk for removing all the vines next to my victory monument.
Oh, I worked so hard on them.
Have you ever thought of having a modder make a mod for your maps?
No, because that's like map making 101. Uh, you should, unless absolutely necessary, you should try to avoid mods because people generally do not want to go through the trouble of having to go through installing your specific mod.
Hmm.
Um, the exception I can immediately think of on the Minecraft forums is oh, Ar- uh, I hope I'm pronouncing this right. If I'm not, I apologize profusely. Aramis, the RPG. Um, he uh, made a mod for his map, but he's gotten it now to where I think that you just download one single file and click on it and it automatically installs itself and configures itself. So it's as user friendly and convenient as possible.
Right.
But
It has an installer for it.
yeah, and but I don't think I'd ever use a mod because then I'm now dependent on the mod remaining up to date for my map to function
Right.
properly. And if the mod is ever no longer up to date, then it can just result in kind of a mess.
All right. Have you ever thought going like staying with that topic kind of texture packs, like a super hostile texture pack?
Um, I always that's another thing that I don't want to trouble people with having to download. I just work because I think um, I have no stats to back this up, but I think a lot of people just use the default texture pack um, because uh, I would imagine I don't know if there's any possible way to have realistic stats on this unless Minecraft automatically records and then reports back to Mojang. Is it Mojang or Mojang or
Mojang.
I Mojang?
Yep.
Okay, we'll probably get the people in the comments section telling us how to properly pronounce it long after we finish recording this, right?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
I'll be sure to forward the I hate you Vex comments right to you.
Oh yeah, yeah. Obviously, yeah. Well, I'm used to them, so actually, if I get those comments, that means I'm doing my job right. So, uh, what were we talking about? I have a tendency to
Texture packs.
yeah texture packs. Uh, Again, it's like mods. It's another thing people have to download, and while updating a texture pack is not nearly as arduous as updating a mod and keeping a mod up to date for Minecraft, it's still something that whenever something new comes out, you'd have to make a new texture for it. Um,
Hmm.
so the texture pack I just leave up to the player. If you absolutely want to play Super Hostile the way I quote unquote intended it, you should play on normal difficulty unless it's locked in at hardcore. You should play on normal difficulty with the vanilla texture pack.
All right. Have you ever actually seen a series on YouTube complete one of your maps,
Oh yeah.
fully and completely?
Hmm. Yeah, Zisto with Kaizo Caverns, Zombie
Alright.
Cleo with Legendary, Joe Hills with Legendary, um, hmm. And actually, yeah, actually, there's actually a bunch of them.
All right. I've never looked too many into them to see if they actually finish it.
I think Zisto did Kaizo Caverns, and he finished on the 50th episode.
Oh wow.
Hmm.
All right. Well, we all see the tricks that you bring to maps, kill us, every time we take a corner. But do you ever think you'll run out of ideas?
Uh, hmm. Practically no. Theoretically, yes.
All
Um,
right.
Theoretically, because mathematically, there would be conceivably every combination of blocks positioned in Minecraft that you could think of. Practically no, because I mean that's millions of them, billions, trillions, I don't know. Um, and as far as ideas for traps, people, are always discovering new stuff. I have a lot of mechanisms saved as schematics that I have not even used yet because I don't. How should I say? I don't want to just reveal every single one of my little tricks on one single map. Because I am a person that makes multiple maps, series of maps, I feel like I kind of have to ration them out a little bit because
Right.
otherwise you're going to get everything on one single map, and then from then on it's like, oh, okay, we've seen all this before.
Yeah, you definitely keep your maps interesting.
Like, I know in Spellbound Caves, I am using a new. Well, no, that's going to be spoilers to anybody who hasn't played Spellbound Caves. But on Spellbound Caves, I've been using something that I've had saved as a schematic for a very long time. Uh, and okay, well, if you're worried about spoilers, just skip this part. But it's a player sensor.
Player sensor.
Yeah,
I haven't come across it yet, but
yeah.
I'm sure it'll kill me when I do.
Yeah, yeah. You basically it just works by you getting close to it and it activates. And a lot of people have asked me if I'm using Etho's design, and I actually talked to Etho about this. It's I'm talking about, for those who don't know, I'm talking about the YouTube channel Ethos Lab. Um, there you go. Um, he makes and shows off Minecraft mechanisms and tutorials, and he's got a player sensor. And I'm not sure. I think we came up with ours about the same time. I had mine ready for a while. I just wasn't going to use it until I made the new map number 10. Um, Although this my design, I was really picky with it because it's 100% stable. Because I got burned really bad on Legendary with my traps being triggered prematurely by monsters.
Right.
Um, I think I had a problem with slimes, one by one size slimes spawning in small cracks that I wouldn't think monsters would spawn in, and them setting off traps prematurely. And in several, LPs, if you watch somebody get to an area and there's just a crater there in Legendary, that's a monster setting off a trap before I intended it. And one part of Legendary, it's actually on the tip of a snow biome. I did not know that because all the time there I spent in game, it never happened to snow while I was there, and I never realized it. And there's some gravel, and snow will fall before the player gets there. The snow falls down, forms a snow layer. The gravel block is updated, and it sets off the trap prematurely. And so one of my big things going forward is that I have to make sure every mechanism I come up with can basically sit for 1,000 Minecraft days on its own and not, go off early.
Right. I remember one I could see that happening in was in Legendary. Once you got to the forest biome and you went downstairs in one of the ruined houses, there was, sorry, spoiler it again, but there was the clay all around there, and I tried to mine the floor because I don't remember what it was made of, but I wanted it. And underneath there was just a one block layer where when you destroyed the floor, it would hit a pressure plate, setting off all the floor.
Yeah.
You got me pretty good with that one. And it blew up that nice convenient box that, of course had very nice things in it that I also wanted.
Yeah. Well,
Very creative of you there.
you're welcome.
All right, Vex. Does it bring you rage or happiness when someone finishes one of your maps?
um, hmm. I don't know. It's kind of like I just want the person to fall in lava and die and then cry and feel bad for the rest of their lives.
Huh.
But at the same time, it makes me happy that I've gotten the gameplay balance properly done so that they can actually complete the map and finish it.
All right.
But I still just really like it when people fall in lava and die.
Can hear the rage.
Yeah, and when they start screaming and crying and yeah,
All right.
yeah, mostly that I think.
All right. Did do a
Or
map?
when they get on a minecart and then ride the minecart into lava and then die.
Oh God, that's happened way too many times.
I like that. That makes it all worth it.
All right. Well, for maps, when you're coming up with a structural design, does it like come from past maps or do you start completely new?
Structural design, I typically, well, every map I start pretty much with just a blank void. Like I make a world in MC Edit. I mean, not MC Edit. I make a world in normal Minecraft, name it whatever the map name is going to be, then
Mhm.
open up MC Edit, then I select just everything, and then just push delete, and I am left with just a blank void of air blocks.
Right.
And that's what I start off with.
All right. Have you ever played and finished one of your own maps?
Um, te- hmm, yes and no. Complete playthrough from the very beginning, no. But I do, in the process of building my maps, I do play through areas at a time
So
to make
just like a little
sure.
testing.
Yeah, yeah. I test an area. I test a specific dungeon. I test specific traps. So I don't think I've played through an entire map, start to finish, uh, because I've really, in the process of making the map, I've already played it kind of in testing. It would be kind of like a novelist finishing a book that he just wrote and then and then picking it up and reading it straight through all over again.
All right, I get you. Have you ever considered playing one of your maps, kind of like just playing it, but recording it yourself, doing it, and showing it on your YouTube and seeing how people react to it?
Um, I, you, I'm doing that right now, actually. I'm
Really?
recording a developer commentary of Spellbound Caves. It's on episode 3.
Well, then I'm out of tune in your channel right now.
I'm actually, yeah, it's I'm recording myself just playing through the map, and as I play through it, I commentate on what I was thinking as I was making each area of the map.
Oh, that's really interesting.
So it gives me a chance to, to talk about the map while giving the viewer something interesting to watch. And even if you want to play the map and you don't want any spoilers, I would still recommend people watching the first episode, just because I think in that episode I reveal a lot of good combat tips for combat in 1.0 and how it works and flows. And if you just watch that video, I think you'll go into the map and be a lot more successful, and therefore probably have a little bit more fun with it.
All right, good tip. I'll definitely check those out. When you're stuck on ideas for a map, what do you do to jog your mind or create new ideas or themes or whatever?
Um, Sometimes I go play Team Fortress 2 because it's kind of a creative creative thought's not something you can just force at will. Uh, it's not like um, doing. It's not like just putting down wooden blocks on the ground or building a house in Minecraft. Um, Making a map is something you really have to visualize and think about, and it's not something you can just do really.
Right, I
I
understand.
mean, I guess you could force it, but then it's just gonna. I don't know if it's gonna be a good result.
No, it probably would turn out bad. All right, guys. Well, this has been Shane, CM of TG and Minecraft with Vex here. This is an amazing interview. Thanks for coming, Vex.
Yeah, no problem.
This video is part of the Way movement, a career path for YouTubers. To learn more, visit tgn.tv.